Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Um, this is Mr. J with Millville Public Schools. Um, and tonight is Are You Smarter Than Us Junior Bowl? But tonight's grade is sixth grade. So we're just we're just live now. Uh, just shared it across all the platforms I could to get people here tonight. If you see me looking away, I'm just looking at my second screen. So I'm still here with you. I'm just trying to juggle a few different hats. Um, Thank you for being here tonight. It's always cool to try new things, and so we're trying a not a new format. It's pretty much the same format. Um, it's just more educational based. Like this is like things that sixth graders all across the country are, maybe the world, are learning about. We have some world history. We have some geometry. We have some early equations. We have what else? We have some subject noun agreements. Um, we have a bunch of different things, and so I'm excited for tonight. Excited to, go through all of them. Let me see if I want to give you any hints for you early birds, because I love those people here who are early. I want to give them a little bit of edge, because you're here first. You might as well get it. So we have 5 subjects, I believe: math, English, social studies, science, and art. Um, and so there's 5 questions for each of them for this week. And the last question for each section is worth double the amount of points. It's usually the hardest question I put as the double amount. So you're going to want to, even if you miss a question in the first 4, you're going to want to really pay attention to that last one, though it definitely is a little bit harder. There are some easy ones and some harder ones, and I tried. There's some that I've given a little bit more time if I thought you need it, but for the most part, if it's multiple choice, it's 30 seconds, and if it is open-ended, it is 60 seconds, unless the number is like, I know something that you can pull at the drop of a hat. So we are going to, you guys that are here early, we're going to be waiting here a little bit because we start in 14 minutes. But we are here, we are ready. Let me see if I can be a little bit more specific about my hints while I look at it. Negative numbers, you guys are really getting it. KK and Pauly D, you're getting the inside scoop. We have some early algebra. We have area. Stroop Group, welcome. Nice to see you. I'm just giving some insider questions for the people that are here early. So feel free to take in the information. We have some questions about atoms, about orbit, plants. Think about that one, plants. World history with Julius Caesar. Stuff about our government. Like I said, subject pronouns, complements, onomatopoeia, and then for art, like what is a color spectrum, what happens when you mix paints, or like what are those things called? That's going through it in a nutshell. So that's a lot of information to like process, you guys that are here early, but like those are the theme. So if you want to do any digging and get an inside edge on, you're like, oh god, I don't remember anything about area, or what is it called when you mix paints? Like what is it when you mix like red with white or red with black? Is it a tint? Is it a shade? What's the difference? If I said any of those words, you might want to think about them, put them in your brain. But it was actually outside of Kahoot today. Today was a beautiful day, so I hope you guys got a chance to like go outside and get some fresh air. I took the day and I did all that I had to get done, and I prepared for tonight. And then I took a nap, and I haven't taken a nap in a long time. But it was weird to like take a nap today because I was like not sure. Like I don't want to mess up my sleeping schedule, but also like I haven't taken a nap in so long. It was like hard to like take the nap because I was like in a weird like I don't want to oversleep. But once I was actually taking the nap, I woke up feeling refreshed, ready for you guys tonight. I have a little bit of caffeine with me, 90 calories per can, just to give me that caffeine energy that I needed. But I want to hear, I mean, I can talk for hours and I can talk for the next 10 minutes. But let me know in the comments what you guys did today, or if there's like a certain subject. The fifth subject, so we'll have like the core four. I am like trademarking that the core four for language arts, math, science, and social studies. And then the fifth one will be like a special. So every Thursday there'll be a different special. So this one was art this week, and then next week it might be music or drama or sign language. That would be cool, right? ASL. So let me know if there's like a special that you want to see or something that you might not think of. I know in high school we had a Holocaust class that we could take. So we had these like this fifth section can be whatever. But so last time we did this, we were doing fifth grade. Now this week is sixth grade. Next week will be seventh grade, and so on and so forth. So every Thursday we'll go up a grade. We'll graduate to the next one. We'll move on up, and as we move up, the questions will get more difficult. The themes will become more mature. We'll still like it. This Thursday is a little bit more educational per se than Tuesday's trivia. Trivia Tuesday is like a lot more fun and a lot more relaxed. And like this is still fun and relaxed, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not grading you guys and I'm not here to like you better get this right. But like this is like definitely a little bit more like what is this number when you subtract it from here? Which negative number is greater than the other? As compared to like who made Minecraft, or like what are the green guys that blow up on Minecraft, or like who made Sonic the Hedgehog from last week. It's a little bit, there's like, you know, it's just different. McClintock, thank you for joining us. I like always mispronounce your name, so one day somebody will need to help me in the chat and just like, because I say it's like Langlois, CS Langlois or Langlouis, Langlouis. It's hard. I'm sorry, but welcome tonight. Good to see you. Our Thursday crowd is a little bit more intimate, just because of the nature of this was the second baby. The French, the first way, Langlois. Thank you. Awesome. That's what I thought it was like. That's my instinct. Or Langlois. I'll say Langlois just to like, because I know. Because like usually my instinct is like the quote unquote the more like ethnic way to say the names. Just like, and then if it's not that, I would like correct me. There's no shame in being wrong, as long as it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's just coming from like wanting to learn and wanting to like do better. I think names especially are really cool because like names are part of our identity that are given to us, but that we come to like own and like operate in unique different ways. And so like I just think names are so cool, and so I want to honor whoever's name that I say. I want to do it like justice. It reminds me of a story I saw of Uzo Adobe. Oh my god, we'll say Uzo. I can't remember her last name. So it's like Ado something, but I can't remember it. But she was telling her mom, "Why did you name me Uzo? Why didn't you name me like some regular name like Jennifer. And her mom said, people, like, your name is special essentially, and you're special. And if people can learn how to say Beethoven or Friedrich, like, they can learn how to say Uzo. And so I think that story is a bunch of others are like so very cool as to like who, like, the significance of names. But that's like a whole side story. Welcome, Mr. Ben. Welcome, Lida, with us tonight. Thank you for joining our little Are You Smarter Than a Junior Bowl crew this Thursday. We'll get started in about 6 minutes. As you see, we have some people from the Jersey Shore here. We have Pauly D with us tonight. Pauly D has been a regular. And I gave the early birds, I gave them a little bit of hints as to what the questions were going to be like. So if you're joining us now, you're kind of a little bit on the back end. But don't worry, I think we will be fine. It's just like, they were here first, so I had to give them a little bit of edge, It's what happens. If you get here early, then you get, like, it's like when you sit at the front of the front of the classroom. You get, like, you're more focused, you're more owned in, the teacher knows your name faster. These people they got there first, they sat at the front of the classroom. Not every seat is made equal, every stream is made equal. So I'm giving you all the same amount of attention. So they just got a little bit of an edge. But that edge can make or break, or it can just do nothing. I mean, I didn't tell them exactly what the questions would be, but I told them, like, the themes, and I gave them some keywords. And I'll tell you that we have the core 4 subjects that'll be in every Thursday, which is math, science, language arts, and social studies. And then the 5th one is a special, and so this week it is art. And then in the following weeks, like, that special will change. So maybe one week it'll be music, one it'll be phys ed, then theater, maybe something like Jewish studies, ASL, just like something, a cheat sheet. I wish you can have for a cheat sheet, you can have like a index card, both sides. You can feel free to use both of them. But that's about it. Can't give you any more than that. And we are going to... Sorry, I'm just making sure that I'm hitting all of my markers. Let your friends know if people are looking for something to do on a Thursday night. Trivia is open to more than just like Millville. It is a family-friendly event, so bring your family-friendly friends. That's a tongue twister. I'm surprised I got that out correct on the first try. Family-friendly friends. Bring them out and let them know, like, hey, if you want to play some trivia, come join at this thing. Make it a competition. I know I tell my friends for Tuesdays, and I tell them about Thursdays too, but Thursdays they're a little busy. But Tuesdays I let them know, and they bring a little bit of competitive spirit, and it's fun to see them kind of like be like, Dad, I can't believe I lost to so-and-so. Because like you can get like on Kahoot, you get your individual placements, and so people can, if they're not on the leaderboard, they can like be like, I placed blank. And it's just fun to see that kind of competitiveness. It's like when you hang out with your friends and you're playing either like a board game or you're playing video games or like some kind of like activity like charades or something with your friends. It's like a nice way to like bring that competitive spirit to social distancing. So it's really cool to see that happen. So if you have some friends that you're like love to be competitive with in a healthy way, bring them along and add them to Trivia Tuesday and the Are You Smarter Than a Junior Bowl Thursdays. We would love to have them, the colloquially. We would love to have them and love to see them here. Just a reminder though, we're going to start in a couple minutes. Make sure that you see your name on the screen. If you don't, you should be fine. I just don't want anyone to fall through the cracks. And I do hope that you guys will all do well. Though I will have to say, so there are definitely some questions that I would not know the answers to, and I'd have to take a very educated guess. And like I was in sixth grade, but I was in sixth grade a while ago. As I sure think that a lot of you also were in sixth grade a while ago. If you're not in sixth grade now, I don't know. But it is. There's some questions I think would be a little difficult, so I want you to pay attention. But I said to the earlier crowd, I want to say to you guys as well, so each subject has 5 questions, and on the 5th question, it's worth double the points, but the questions are harder. So if you missed a question in the first 4, you can redeem yourself with the 5th question of that section, because it's worth more. As on the flip side, if you missed the 5th question, you can if you got the first 4 right, you're good. Though if you want to be at the top of the leaderboard, you better go for every question right. We'd love to see it. We're going to get started. And if people will probably filter in and come join, they know if they can join. If you have people who are asking, they can join later because the code will be on the bottom left. But let's get started, guys. Are you smarter than a 6th grader? Our first question, which number is larger, -2 or -5? Easy enough. Starting off small as we develop. Which number is larger, -2 or -5? So the answer is -2. So in negative numbers, the smallest number is larger because if you're looking at a number line, the positive numbers, this is flipped. The positive numbers would be to your right and the negative numbers would be to your left. And the farther left you go, the smaller the numbers would actually be. So -2, -3, -4, -5 would be that would be smaller. So Langlois is in first, Stroop Group in second, A.B. Starr in third, McClintock in fourth, and Rob D in fifth. An open-ended 8.563 plus 4.8292. Players, type in your answer. You have a minute for this, but take your time. 8? Wow. Don't listen to me. I am just trying. So it's 8 and 563,000, right? 10,000,000, yeah. And 4 and 8. Oh my god, because it's 10,000s at that point, but would you say 4 and 8? 8,292 10,000s? Presumably, I think so. No rounding here, so the answer for this question is 13.3922. So let's see. Got some movement. McClintock in second now and Rob D in third. Moving on, we have another open-ended question. We're going to solve for u, or we're going to solve this one-step equation. Solve for 47 minus u when u is 23. So for this question, you're going to want to put the 23 where the u is, and then solve that problem. Why did I panic? No need to panic here. This is no stress. We're having fun. But the correct answer is 24. Good job, everybody. McClintock has a streak with 3 correct answers in a row. Awesome. Question number 4. Worth double the points for this one. Find the area of a triangle with a base of 4 centimeters and a height of 5 centimeters. you don't have to write the unit. It's centimeters squared. So you're just writing the number, and we know the unit is centimeters squared. The formula for finding the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So that's as much as I'm going to give you. And I've already given you too much. 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 times 4 times 5. What do you get? Let me know. 10. So you have 1/2 times 4 times 5. So you can either do 1/2 times 4 is 2, and then you have 2 times 5, or 4 times 5 is 20, and then divide that by 2, and you'll get 10. Shroop Group in second, AB Star in third. Wow, streak of 4 answers correct in a row. Fifth question. According to this bar chart, how many people said that their favorite graphs were pie graphs? Put in your answer. According to this bar chart, how many people said that their favorite graphs were pie graphs? These little Kahoot jams are popping. 2 people, according to the chart. Awesome. 2 people said that their favorite graph was pie graph. So you look at pie graph and you see that it's at 2, and that's your answer. Awesome. Question number 6. We're in science now. Coal, oil, and natural gas are what types of fuel? Nuclear, fossil, or atomic? Coal, oil, and natural gas are all what types of fuel? Nuclear, fossil fuel. Awesome. Wow, you guys are killing it. What is the center of an atom called? The middle, the nucleus, the mitochondria, or the atomic center? What is the center of an atom called? The middle, the nucleus, the mitochondria, or the atomic center? The nucleus. You guys are killing it. I had no worries for you guys. Leaderboard saying the same. Clintock is back in the game, 3 in a row. Question number 8. Who proved that the Earth orbits the sun? Was it Galileo, Copernicus, or Tyson? Was the astronomer who published a controversial book proving that the Earth orbits the sun Galileo? Yeah, Galileo was the one who proved that by rotating. It was that sphere, the thing that looks like this that goes around. That's very popular if you think about it. I forget what it's called. I can't think. Rob D is back in the game. Question number 9. Where would you find the substance chlorophyll? In meats, in plants, in mushrooms, or in humans? Where would you find the substance chlorophyll? In meats, in plants. Fun fact, we assume mushrooms are plants, but they don't they don't have chlorophyll in them, obviously, because they're not green. And the way they take nutrients isn't from the sun; they take nutrients from the ground. So they're like plants, but not really. Awesome, keeping it strong and steady. Core 5, worth twice the amount of points here. What is the name for the largest part of the brain? The cerebrum, the cerebellum, the brainstem? I said it like I was reading 4 answers, but there's just 3. I will find a picture to show you. It is the cerebrum, so I'm going to show you really quickly. Image in a new tab. There we go. This part is the cerebrum. This part is the cerebellum. The cerebrum is the bigger part. We got some movement. AB Stars in second, and Rob D is now in 4th. All right, next question. Julius Caesar married Cleopatra. True or false? Did Julius Caesar marry Cleopatra? True or false? I will say that they did have a child together. That was named Ptolemy Caesar, I believe. Ptolemy Caesar was their child, but were they married? Scandalous, I know. But the answer for this question is false. They were not married. They had an affair together, but they were not married. Julius Caesar had 3 official wives, and Cleopatra was not one of them. The Egyptian higher court, the people in charge, actually did not want Cleopatra to meet Caesar. So what they had originally was very hidden. Pauly D in 5th place, repping that Jersey Shore. True or false? Anyone can be nominated to the Supreme Court. So that means without a degree, without history in law, without history in government, you don't even have to be a U.S. citizen. Anyone can be nominated to the Supreme Court. True or false? Let me know. This answer surprised me. It is true. There are not, according to the U.S. Constitution, there are not restrictions on people who can be nominated to the Supreme Court. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen. You don't have to hold a degree. You don't have to hold office. None of those things. Anyone. It's different, for president, they have, restrictions and, all these things. But for the Supreme Court, there's nothing in the Constitution that mandates you have to have these things. Fun fact. I know it is shocking. You're it's not something you think about. And it's one of the, you have that position for the rest of your life. So you would think that there'd be a little bit more regulations. I mean, historically people have been qualified, but that is more of a community qualification, so to speak. The community being the United States at large. Question number 13. Which famous Greek philosopher tutored Alexander the Great? Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, or Anaximander? Anaximander? That last name I'm probably not pronouncing right. But Plato, Socrates, Aristotle, or Anaximander? It was Aristotle. Aristotle is he was the one. There's not much to say. McClintock back in 5th place, knocking out Pauly D. The Speaker of the House of Representatives is the blank in line in presidential succession. So you have first the president, and then once after the president, if he's unfit or unwell, you have the vice president, and after the vice president you have so-and-so, and then so-and-so, and then so-and-so, and then so-and-so. So the Speaker of the House of Representatives is the second in line for presidential succession. Y'all got there before I could even get through the whole spiel. You're killing it. Pauly D is back in 5th, Rob D in 2nd. Y'all making some moves. Question number 5, worth 2 times the points. Geography. What separates Europe from Asia? Is it the Ural Mountains, the Red Sea, the Rhine, the Alps? So the Rhine is a river. Let me make sure. The Rhine. Love that I can Google. Yeah, it's a river. The Ural Mountains are mountains. The Alps are also mountains. The Red Sea is a big body of water. So the Ural Mountains are actually, though, the ones that separate Europe from Asia. The Rhine separates, I believe, France from Germany, and also Belgium, the Netherlands from Germany. It's that's the Rhine. But the Ural Mountains are a mountain range that separates Europe from Asia. Stroop Group and AB Star in 2nd and 3rd making moves. Question number 16 is multi-select, and it's find the subject pronouns in this sentence. I will destroy the radioactive sludge before it turns my pet turtle turn into a superhero. Whoever wrote this sentence, I will destroy the radioactive sludge before it turns my pet turtle turn into the superhero. Oh, the pet turtle's name is Turn. That's the only justification I see for it. But what are the subject pronouns in this? Subject pronouns are I and it. So if you got those, then you got it correct. Oh, wow. No movement on the leaderboard. We'll move on real quick. Identify the indefinite pronoun in the sentence. Tell me something I don't already know. An indefinite pronoun is a pronoun. So a pronoun stands in place for another noun. An indefinite pronoun is something that stands in place for a noun that is undefined. So which noun in this sentence is undefined, so to speak? Is it me, something, I, or no? Which noun is most undefined? Something. So truly, by the term indefinite pronoun, I was like, what is up? What is that? This is 6th grade language arts, y'all. It's crazy. Find the object complement in this sentence. Eating all of those popsicles turned my tongue blue. So the object complement is something that changes the object. So which of these words changes the word that comes before it? Is it popsicle, tongue, blue, or eating? Which word changes the word that comes before it? Or like it gives it new context? Popsicle, tongue, blue, or eating? Blue. So blue is the object complement, the object being the tongue, and blue changes the context of the tongue. Like blue, it tells you now the tongue is blue. Okay, y'all are sticking core, y'all 5. Find the example of onomatopoeia in this sentence. The hobbit's feet squished through the mud as they crossed the marsh. The hobbit's feet squished through the mud as they crossed the marsh. Which is the correct answer? Squished, crossed, mud, or feet? Squished, crossed, mud, or feet? Squished. I definitely, I knew how I was reading it. I was like, I'm not saying I gave it to y'all, but I'm letting you know that I might have. Awesome. Question number 20. We are zooming by. Question. Find the subject in this sentence. Get your laundry done. There is none. You, laundry, or this is a trick question. I'm going to let you know it's not a trick question, but I put that in there just in case you want to vent. Who is the subject of the sentence? Is there none? Is it you? Is it laundry? It's you. So in that question, get your laundry done, you are the subject. You're while you're directing the sentence, you are who the subject. It's like an invisible pronoun or invisible designation. AB Star is now in 2nd place though. KK has a streak with 3 correct answers in a row. Killing it. When mixing white with red paint, the resulting color pink is called a blank. Is it called a shade, a primary color, a tint, or a neutral color? Is it called a shade, a primary color, a tint, or a neutral color? It is a tint. So, it could be any mixing white with anything. You are making a tint of that color. AB Star is now in 1st place. Congratulations. Question number 22. Adding black to a color to make it darker creates a what? A tint, a secondary color, a shade, or a complementary color. So here's my hint. If adding white makes a tint, adding black will make a shade. Awesome. Good job, you guys. Killing it. Question number 23. A plan for organizing colors is called a portrait, composition, color scheme, or still life. Another word would be like a color palette. Might have given you the answer, I don't think so, but which one of these is it? Color scheme, portrait composition, or still life? It is a color scheme. It lets you know, like, it's like, oh, I'm using this set of colors, and like these colors complement each other in some sort of way. Mr. Benjamin is back in the game with 3 in a row. Killing it. Question number 24. Yellow orange, red orange, and yellow green are examples of what? Intermediate or tertiary colors, secondary colors, primary colors, or triadic colors. Yellow orange, red orange, and yellow green are examples of what kind of colors? Intermediate or tertiary, secondary, primary, or triadic. It is intermediate or tertiary. So the primary colors, red, blue, and yellow, and then you have your secondary colors, which are violet, green, and violet, green, and orange. And so then your tertiary colors are when you combine a secondary color with a primary color. And so then you have the primary color coming first, then a dash or a hyphen, and then the secondary color. And that would be the new classification. Top 5 staying the same, but the Stroop group is making a comeback with 3 in a row. Awesome. So we are at our last question of the day, folks. A heart is an example of what type of balance? A symmetrical balance, an uneven balance, a radial balance, or an asymmetrical balance. A radial is like coming from a circle and it's balancing like that way. Uneven is just like another word for asymmetrical. And a heart is symmetrical. If you were to take it, cut down the middle, you'd have equal sides on both halves. Granted, if you cut that heart like horizontally, it wouldn't be, but like vertically, it's symmetrical. So I'm sorry if people were tricked. I didn't mean it. But we have our top 5 on the leaderboard tonight. In 3rd place, we have Cheyenne Langlois. The second, we have the Stroop group. And in 1st place, we have AV Star. And then in 4th place, we have Polly D. And in 5th place, we have Rob D. So just wanted to say thank you all for joining today. It was quick. It went by pretty fast. So, as always, we do this every Thursday. Next Thursday, it'll be 7th grade. So, Are You Smarter Than a 7th Grader? And we'll have a new special. So instead of art, we'll do, like I said, music, drama, creative writing. We'll do something. Creative writing would be interesting on this kind of style. We'll figure it out. But we hope to see you next Thursday for Are You Smarter Than a 7th Grader? And also Tuesday, we do Trivia Tuesday. And so we'd love to see you there too. Hope you guys have a good night. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend that's coming up. Have a wonderful night, y'all.